Hey everybody, Aaron here, Editor-in-Chief of Comic Booked, trying to deliver to you a new unboxing video. I'm going to do an unboxing for the Heroclix World's Finest new set. I've got a brick of that I'm going to try to open, and what we're going to do is put this up into bite-sized pieces. So I'm going to unbox 2 boosters at a time, so each show will be 2 boosters. So you're going to get 5 little shows, just so you don't have to sit through an hour of me opening up and reading through all the different boosters that we've got here. So, Heroclix is a really fun game. Each one of these boosters is going to include a little piece, a little character like this, with a dial and a figure. And the dial is clickable. That's why they're Heroclix. The dials turn, and then they have different numbers on them on the bottom. That give you all of the different stats for that character. So it's kind of like a little role-playing game without having to keep track of all of your character stats. You have them built in to the dial. So very, very good, cool concept. Simplifies gameplay a lot, so you don't have to keep track of everything on paper. You build your teams out of different numbers of characters. Each character has a certain amount of points. Team affiliation. They have also a set identifier on the dial, as well as a collector's number, and they show different things on the dial. So you can see there, up here at the top is their speed, or how fast they can move. Next will be their attack, how hard they can hit, defense, and then over here on this side is damage. And right above the damage, you can see fairly clearly the range. So they can target one character at a time. That's what the lightning bolt is. And they can target someone up to 5 spaces away. So Heroclix is played on a board, a grid, usually maps of some kind, and you move each character, spaces, so your space counts are all based on those squares. So pretty simple. The complexity comes in as you look at the different dials, and I'll just click him down a little bit so you can see his first click. This is Blackbriar Thorn. He is one of the characters in the set. You can see his dial. Maybe when it comes into focus there. You can see he's got different colored blocks around some of the squares, and then some of the squares have hollow blocks. That just means different powers with each of those. So like the first one is his movement. He can move up to 9 spaces, and he has stealth, which is a power that allows him to hide in different ways from line of sight combat. His attack is square. It's some special power that's on his card. The defense power there, I'm not sure exactly what color that is. And then for blue, the blue attack is, I don't know either, but I'll look it up. So anyway, we'll see if we pull him out of one of the 2 boosters that we open for this. So again, this is a brick. It's 10 boosters of the brand new Heroclix set from WizKids, and I'm going to bust this open. As I say that, and I can't figure out how to open the plastic. It's that wonderful sound of crinkling plastic, right? We'll just peel off a little plastic, and we'll grab our first booster. We'll take the one from the back here, right off. Alright, I like the way these are set up. Now, one thing I've noticed is going into different comic shops, if you see these open from a brick, and a brick completely plasticed up, they have special boosters in certain bricks where they have included a different colored sleeve inside. And you'll find some of them have been peeled back, and people are actually sneaking a peek inside the booster to see if they can find that special one. You've always got people out there trying to ruin the game for everybody else. Opportunistic, and you have to hate that. So basically WizKids tapes these on both sides, which is really nice, and then makes them a little more difficult to get into, which is good, because then you don't have people sneaking so much. Would help if there was one more flap on it, then you really couldn't see inside. But anyway, we're going to open up our first booster. See who we have in here. So World's Finest, of course, Batman and Superman included in here. Alright, and inside of each booster is a sleeve of characters. And right off the bat, I'm going to set our brick down here on the floor next to me. So you have, 5 characters in each booster, and each character has different symbols on the dial, like I said before. Let's take a look at our common. One of our commons in this is Batman, and he has a really cool sculpt. You can see kind of a spotlight there on the wall behind of him, so it's like he's hiding from a spotlight, which is kind of cool. And we'll take a look at his card. So each character comes with a card, and the card outlines different of their abilities, which is very useful when you're playing, because then you don't have to keep picking up the card and going, what is that? So Batman, this is his card, and at the very top he has these special plus abilities that give him different movement characteristics, and so that's something good. Then he has two abilities, a star ability. His star ability can be used anytime. It says give Batman, this is Shifting Focus Batman it's called. Give Batman a free action if he occupies hindering terrain or no opposing character can draw a line of fire to him. If you do, place him into a square of hindering terrain within 6 squares and a line of fire. So that's pretty cool. Then his movement abilities, he has on his first click, I say if I can get him clicked down, there we go. So this may be a little hard to see. I'll try to get this in there so you can take a look at the dial itself. That's going to be really hard to focus on. Sorry about that. Nope, okay. So his first click, he starts out with a movement ability called Hiding Behind You. You give Batman a free action if he occupies hindering terrain or no opposing character can draw a line of fire to him, and place him into a square of hindering terrain within 6 squares and line of fire. So that's pretty much his star ability, just the same kind of thing. Now, I'm sort of wondering if this isn't misprinted, because I've noticed that the shifting focus for Superman and for the other Batman figures actually says to replace this Batman with a different Batman on the same click that has shifting focus Batman. So I think this is a misprint on the card for shifting focus Batman. I haven't heard anything one way or the other, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So he also has, for attack, Fog Bomb, which is smoke cloud, and that allows him to put smoke counters on the field around him to basically give him hindering terrain and block line of sight, which is pretty cool, throwing a little smoke bomb down. He also has Willpower. Willpower on his defense means that he can move extra actions and not take damage for taking extra actions, which is cool. He's got Combat Reflexes, which help out in attack, and then Exploit Weakness on his attack. So pretty cool. Alright, so again, that was Batman, and this is figure number 003 of the set, so one of the commons. Alright, next one in the booster is Druid, who kind of looks like Blackbriar Thorn, only with a different color cape there. And Druid is common. He's number 14. And there's a lot of commons in this: Druid, Witch, Apprentice, some different ones like that. So he's got a very short dial. In fact, he starts on there, 1, 2, and then he's knocked out. So he's only got 3 clicks of life. Just kind of cannon fodder character. But he does have Stealth, which helps him hide in hindering terrain and away from line of sight. He has Entangling Roots as an attack ability. Druid can use Smoke Cloud. Opposing characters occupying squares within the Smoke Cloud markers must break away and can't automatically break away. And then he also has Shape Change for his attacks, so that's really good. Alright. We've got Jason Blood. He is an uncommon in this set. And that's another thing. You can tell, so like Druid has a white World's Finest symbol. I know you can't really see it, but it's a WF, the little white symbol there. So that means it's a common. Jason Blood has a green World's Finest symbol up here on the top, meaning that he's an uncommon. And Jason Blood, pretty cool sculpt there, the little crystal flame or something in his hand. Pretty neat. And he is a 100-point character with the Mystic team ability, which is the little Ankh there on the back. And Mystics are really cool. If they're in combat and somebody hits them, they do 1 point of damage back to that character. So really neat. I like to play with Mystic characters when I can. He's also got 6 range and a single targeting, so that's really great. He has a star ability. Gone, gone, the form of man, rise the demon Etrigan. Give Jason Blood a free action if he began your turn on the map. Replace him with Etrigan, world's finest numbers 045 on the same click number, so he can switch out with Etrigan. He has stealth, he has sidestep, and then he moves. Then on combat, he has penetrating psychic blast, which is great for getting through some of the heavy defenses. Then he moves down into precision strike as he clicks down to smoke cloud. For his defense, on his first, on his first 2 clicks, he has Jason Blood can use super senses. Adjacent friendly characters that share a keyword with him can use super senses, but only succeed on a roll of 6. So he actually helps boost other characters. He clicks down into energy shield deflection. And then for combat, for the first couple clicks, he has unravel your simple magics. He can use outwit and probability control. Adjacent friendly characters can't be targeted by opposing characters' probability control, so he puts a mute on that. That's really great. Then he has probability control. He clicks down into, and finally outwit. So Jason Blood, pretty good character for a 100-point Mystic character. He's got some good abilities. Plus he switches out with Etrigan, which is great. All right, coming down to the last couple pieces here in this booster. We've got another uncommon, the Wizard. He's got a pretty neat sculpt there. And he has no team affiliation. He's a 50-point character, but he is an uncommon. The Wizard has Poof. That's a star ability. The Wizard can use Shape Change. When he uses Shape Change and succeeds, you may place him within 4 squares, and in the square he previously occupied, immediately place a Tiger Bystander token. So the Tiger Bystander token is here. Pretty cool. He also has, for movement, he starts out with Illusions Hide Your True Surroundings. When the Wizard is occupying hindering terrain or adjacent to blocking terrain, the Wizard can't be targeted by non-adjacent opposing characters, so that's pretty neat. And then he also clicks down into Mind Control. He has Probability Control, then he has Outwit, then he has Perplex, then he has Enhancement, then he has Empower. So he kind of clicks down the dial with all of those different attack ability or combat or damage abilities. So very nice character for 50 points. And finally, kicking off the Metal Men series in this set is Doc Magnus. And Doc Magnus is rare. And again, it's kind of hard to see here, but his is actually a foily silver color instead of white. So you can see that symbol is silver. You can't, but if you look at it, you can tell when you look at one that it's silver. He's 25 points, and he's got a couple great abilities. Get Doc to safety. Other friendly characters with the Metal Men keyword don't have their move actions count against your action total, and they may use the carry ability, but only to carry Doc Magnus. So he has Metal Men and Scientist as keywords, so any of the other Metal Men in this series, in this set, can help him out. He also has Metallic property, Creator of the Metal Men. When he is within 3 squares of another friendly character with the Metal Men keyword, he can use Sidestep, and when using support, increase the healing by 1. So that's great. He's got Stealth to start with. He's got Mastermind and Willpower. On his defense, on damage, he has Support. So pretty good character for a rare for this booster pack. So we'll put those away there and set those aside. Great stuff so far. So let's take a look at our next booster, and that'll be the other booster in the front on the far side there. All right. And we got a Superman looking at us right there in the box. So again, a clear sleeve. Looks like we've got a Superman and a Joker, some other cool looking stuff. So, all right. So our Superman, Batman, the basic ones are common in this set, and they're the first few pieces. So they're still very good characters. Alright, so Superman here, he has the Shifting Focus Superman keyword. It's very cool, very standard Superman stance, right? He's a 90-point common, 001 is his number. He has 0 range, which I thought was interesting because he should have his laser heat vision at least, right? but he doesn't have that on this character. He has Shifting Focus Superman. This is what I was saying, that one Batman card seems to be misprinted. Gives Superman a free action. If he began your turn on the map, replace him with another character with this trait on the same click number. So another character with Shifting Focus Superman he could just be swapped out with. For movement, he's got Sidestep. For defense, he has Defending the Helpless. And let's see how far he has that. He has it for 4 clicks. He's actually got 7 clicks of life on this, and he has this ability for 4 clicks. Superman can use Invincible, modify the defense value of adjacent friendly characters by +1, and this power can't be countered. So not only is he invincible, but he can support the other folks boosting up their defense. And then he clicks down into Invulnerability, which is great. He also has Empower for his damage ability. So pretty cool. This is a nice Superman for 90 points. Alright, next up is another common. We actually have... I'm going to go ahead and just pop the rest of these out and save some time as we go through the characters. Alright. So we have Poison Ivy here for this. Very nice sculpt of her. And Poison Ivy is number 007A. And she's 65 points. And she has the Batman Enemy team affiliation. So she gets a boost against Batman characters. She has the same movement abilities, Batman, the plus there with the green block and the little running guy. Constricting Vines is her star ability. Poison Ivy can use Smoke Cloud as if she has a range of 6. And this is really very similar to the Batman, or the, whatever it was that we were looking at before. Oh, the Magician one, I think, where they can't, they have to break away. But actually this adds to it. If they're not required to break away, they have to do that. If those characters fail to break away, after actions resolve, give them an action token. If you can't, deal them 1 penetrating damage. So it can be pretty tough. She has Stealth, she has Plasticity for movement. For attack, she has Poison. And then for her defense, she has Toughness down into Combat Reflexes. And then she has Perplex down into Exploit Weakness. So pretty tough for a 65-point character. Alright, so that's Superman and Poison Ivy. We have Warlock, who looks like Jason Blood, only a little different. He's got a green flame and a different suit, different paint job, but pretty cool. And he's kind of a throwaway common character. He's 20 points. Same 1, 2, 3 clicks of life. So that's it for him. He has Displacement Spell or Phasing Teleport for his movement, and then down into Sidestep. He has Combat Reflexes for defense, and then he has an ability called Battle Magic, and this works like he can use Empower. And it's a unique modifier. When an adjacent friendly character with the mystical keyword makes a close combat attack, modify their attack value by +1. So it's very cool. Alright, and then we have Desaad, who is the second in command, I guess, to Apocalypse, the torturer, or whatever of Apocalypse, from working with Darkseid. He is 75 points, number 023. He's an uncommon, and he's got double targeting with 7 range, which is really cool. And he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 clicks of life, and pretty diverse dial as well. He has a star ability called Serve the Strongest Leader. At the beginning of the game, the highest point friendly character on the map not named Desaad becomes his master. When his master damages 1 or more opposing character and actions resolve, you may remove an action token from Desaad. So that's cool. He kind of gets refreshed when his master does damage, so that's pretty awesome. He has Phasing Teleport down into Stealth. He has Energy Explosion down into Penetrating Psychic Blast. For defense, for the first 1, 2, 3, actually, for the first 4 clicks of his 5, he has Cowering Servitor. Desaad can use Toughness. When he is targeted by an attack and his master is within 7 squares, you may choose to replace his defense value with the printed defense value of his master. It's pretty nice. Then his last click, he has Regeneration. He has Innovative Sadist for damage, and he can use Outwit. When he does, after actions resolve, he can use Perplex, targeting the same opposing character. and then he goes down into Outwit for his last couple clicks. So very neat. Our final piece in this booster is the Joker, and he is a great sculpt. Ever the sadistic showman, and this is actually an LE, or like a super rare piece. So you can see the copper bronzish color here, as well as having the calculate or the Q symbol, which is like cosmic kind of characters basically in this set. So I'll have to look up what those are. I don't know exactly what those abilities are, but this is like he's 250 points, so that's pretty heavy duty. He has Arkham Asylum, Cosmic, and Ruler for his abilities, so it's almost like King Joker kind of character because he has cosmic powers. But 250 points, that's heavy for a Joker. I've never seen a Joker figure this big. For him, he has a huge dial to start with. He starts out with a star ability. While the game is on, I can do anything. At the beginning of your turn, choose an opposing character within range and line of fire and choose one. It can't use items equipped to it until your next turn, or choose a standard power that opposing character can use, and the Joker can use that power until your next turn. So that's cool. For movement, he starts out with a 12 movement. If you want something done right, you have to murder them yourself. The Joker can use phasing teleport, and once per turn when another friendly character within range and line of fire misses, all targets of an attack and actions resolve. You may place the Joker and that friendly character into each other's squares so they can like swap places. That's cool. For defense or for attack on this first click, he has penetrating psychic blast, 12 attack, which is awesome. For defense, he has invincible, and then he has 18 defense. Then he has 4 for damage with probability control on the first click, 8 range, single targeting. So very, very nice. He clicks down to 11 movement, 10 attack, but up to 19 defense, and keeps all of his starting stuff. Then on his third click, he clicks down into some interesting stuff. He goes to Force Blast, Pulse Wave, which can do like a blast out to everybody, and then he goes down to Impervious, and he gains a damage ability called I'll kill every Batman there ever was or ever will be. The Joker can use Outwit and does not need line of fire when doing so. When the Joker uses Outwit, he may also counter a power on each other opposing character with the same name as his target. So, pretty nifty. Clicks down to similar, stats just kind of drop, but he's still 17 defense on click 4. Goes up to a 19 defense on click 5 with invulnerability. Still keeps his Force Blast. Oh no, he might have gone into Sidestep at this point. Yes, he did. So he's got Sidestep now. Still with his Pulse Wave and his combat ability, or damage ability. Then he goes down to Steal Energy for his attack, and this time for his damage ability he has Perplex. And then he goes down to, my goodness, Flurry with all of those other things. Keeps Flurry up until his last click. So definitely a really, really strong piece. 250 points though. That's like I said, that's heavy duty for a character. But he's got the cosmic ability, Q ability, which allows him to power through. He basically has willpower. That's the way that's always worked. So good stuff. That's our first 2 boosters. So definitely tune back in for boosters 3 and 4 of this brick of Heroclix DC World's Finest, the newest set from Heroclix, as I continue to unbox. Thanks for watching.